Here's how to add the new Framer Auth capability for bookmarking and save for later to your Framer project. You want to follow along inside of this guide, and the first thing you'll need is this toggle component. You'll just copy that and then go into your CMS item, and we'll just paste this in here. Once the bookmark icon is inside of our project, you can double click on it and click unlink and replace. And now you have the freedom to stylize it however you like. You can change this completely. Just make sure that you leave the structure the same by having a finished state and an unmarked state. You're going to want to set the state by default to be the finished state, and you're going to want to select the slug here and connect it to your slug. If you don't already have a variable for slug, just create a new one. Inside of your main CMS collection list, make sure that you connect the slug to the slug of that CMS item. Next up, you need to add the Framer Auth override called with toggle bookmark blog. Once that's selected, now we can come back here, and I'm just going to duplicate this entire page and create a new one called saved items. You can call this whatever you'd like. You can call it bookmarks, saved, whatever works for your website. Now I'm going to take my entire CMS collection list here, press Option Command K, and turn it into a component. You might see some weird things happen with the sizing, so just make sure that it's set to fit contents, and make sure that your CMS collection as well has the sizing adjusted as needed. Next up, you're going to want to create a new component variant, and we'll just rename it to be called empty state. You can then delete the entire collection list from in there, and I'll just add some text in here that says you haven't saved anything yet. And you can again stylize this however you'd like to be your empty state. Now that we have our empty state, you're going to want to add a few different overrides into your collection list here. So the first one, selecting the entire list here, we're going to add an override called with dynamic grid height. To the actual CMS item, you're going to add another override called with is bookmarked blog. Now we can go back to the page that has our collection component. Again, I see the height got messed up, so I'm going to set that to fit contents. And then to my entire collection component here, I'm going to add another override called with component bookmark blog. So now that's all set up. I can now publish this, and we can go ahead and preview it. So now if I go to my website and sign in, you'll see I have the ability to start saving items or bookmarking them. So I can mark a couple there, and then if I go to /saved items, you'll see I've got all of the items I just bookmarked here. I can deselect them, and now you'll see I have my empty state. And again, I can come back in here, save something, go back, and there it is right there.